I'm trying to wrap my head around exactly what it is, Brian, because for me, the Chiefs have played so poorly in multiple games that they've kind of lost their ability to be a true measuring stick. If they're strutting into the game at 9-1, then absolutely you're like, this would be bananas to win this. You're announcing, but I think they're just a couple of weeks removed from some really bad results. And even when they've looked okay, like the get right game against the Giants that they barely won. They just had one get right game against the Raiders. And I know what it's like to be covering these teams with big expectations. And when things start to snowball the wrong way, the thought is, we're not this team. And then you have one big win, and it's like, oh, see, that's the team we are. And then the very next game, you go right back out to the team that you've been all season. So maybe perception-wise, beating the Chiefs is massive. I don't know how good that football team is up there.
I tell you what, I understand what you're saying, but honestly, I wish you'd have played this team in September or October, because I do feel like they've like Dallas lost that game at Denver, and we're all like, man, all these bad things happened. The quarterback was bad. The receivers are dropping balls. They can't tackle. And then you have that game against Atlanta, and it's like, oh, hey, everything's all right in the world. I think Kansas City had their everything's all right in the world game against the Raiders. That's a hard game for them to go. They had problems with them last year, even when they were really, really good. That was a tough.
It's been a good rivalry.
It's been a good,
even when the Chiefs hate it.
It's a historic rivalry, an old AFL rivalry.
I guess what I'm saying, though, is when the Cowboys failed, they bounced back to what they've been all year.
Right.
To me, the Chiefs are ripe to bounce back to what they've been all year, which is barely above 500 at this point.
They could very well play a really, really poor situation. I was throwing dirt on them earlier because I thought there were things defensively that they couldn't fix. If they couldn't turn the ball over, they couldn't really rush the passer. They really weren't doing anything very, very well that you're thinking like, oh, Steve Spagnuolo's got them going again.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, though, when we all looked at the schedule in April when it came out, we're all like, win. Oh, KC, that's a loss. That's an L. And so now you're kind of like thinking, whoa, hey, you got a chance to win this one. I think it's a game because the measuring stick for me is this team's been in the Super Bowl the last 2 years, and they still have guys like they still have the quarterback. They still have Kelsey. They still have Hill. They still have Andy Reid. They still have Chris Jones as a defensive tackle there, and Tyrann Mathieu, and guys we've seen the last couple of years that have had some success. But, man, if you could go in there, I think this is one of those games that kind of sends a message to the AFC, because I think people still are waiting for Kansas City to flip the switch again.
Yeah.
And go win this conference, even as bad as they were to start the season.
Maybe they figured it out, the Patriots.
I understand what you're saying. I really do. I really do, because
I think there might be a measuring stick for the defense, because looking at the Chiefs' results, they have struggled against the good defenses, haven't they? I mean, the Titans really, really frustrated them. And that was just October 24th. They scored 3 points against the Titans. And then the Packers, who still somehow have a really good pass defense, they score 13 points against the Packers.
Yeah.
And there's multiple examples like that throughout the year where they have put up big points against average or mediocre defenses. So if you want to give that validation that you are a top 5 defense, which some of the metrics are showing you are, I'm not sure how much I believe that, but go shut this team down under 20, and then I'll definitely give you points for that.
You have a chance right here to really shut up a lot of people about Kansas City's coming back. Mm-hmm. You go in there and you're like, I think you get more credit with this victory. This has got the similarity to me, and you're going to hate me for saying this, of going and winning at Tampa. If Dallas would have won opening day at Tampa, you've been like, oh man, what a great victory. But you go beat Kansas City, it's got the same kind of vibe, just because it's a team that's been in the Super Bowl the last couple of years. And I know it's a lot of the same names, but they're not playing like Super Bowl
Are you
people.
talking about like the energy in the Cowboys locker room if you win?
Yeah, you've got it because this Kansas City, and I don't know if you've ever been there.
I haven't.
This is a hard place to play. It really, really is. It's going to be tough.
Man, it gets loud.
It does.
People are getting crazy.
And, at the end, you're just
I want to go check it out.
Well, the national anthem in the final line, and the home of the, and everybody goes Chiefs, and you're like, oh geez, here we go. So
Hate to see it.
but no, if you could shut that crowd up, and you could shut up everything else about that team and put Pat Mahomes in his place and Kelsey and play good defense. Yeah, this is a measuring stick game in that way for your defense.